closer, Ezekiel. Come closer. I have brought life to this place. Do not be afraid. You can end the suffering in this hive. They will all walk in the garden, Ezekiel. They shall all be free from the afflictions of man. You can bring the dying of the light, Ezekiel. Bring the rebirth to Norgel. Greetings, Hive scum, and welcome to this, another episode in our Dark Uprising campaign on Hive Galatus. Today, we bear witness to the ritual conducted by Wordkeeper Ezekiel of the Brotherhood of the Dying Light. He has been driven by a dark madness and promises of salvation in the garden of his grandfather. Little does he know, he is but a pawn of Norgel in his grand scheme for the fall of Hive Galatus. Patrol 3-5 Echo have been sent to exterminate them all to a man in a bid to save the Hive from damnation and this world from exterminatus. Will they succeed? Find out now.
With the Enforcers in red and House Cawdor in black, priority roll comes out and Cawdor take the drop. Darius will move and move again into cover along this alleyway, and Mac will group activate the patrolman. HIGGS will move and draw his stub gun, and he will shoot at brother CYLUS, who will be -1 to hit due to cover. Hit roll comes out. Does hit. Let's see if it wins. And no wound. Brick, the new subjugator patrolman, will then move and shoot, and Keen, to set the tone for the game, will be firing his frag grenade launcher towards brother CYLUS at short range, so it'll be -1 to hit. Does hit. Let's see if it wins. No, lying behind that cover must have helped. Mac will then flank round to the right. He will move and shoot at brother EREBUS with his stub gun, who is just in range but needs a 4 to hit, and that shot goes wide. Brother Jebediah, having learned from experience against subjugators, knows that he's going to first have to flank slightly to the right, and then he will be firing his auto pole at HIGGS. He's in short range, so +1 to hit. He will need a 4. Bull comes out. And it is a 3, that shot goes wide. Pistol Pete will then move to support Mac, and he will shoot at Nathaniel with his stub gun. He will need a 4 to hit. He does hit, he'll need a 4 to wound. He does wound. There's no save can be made because it would be a 7+, so out comes that injury dice, and a flesh wound is rolled up. Brother Nathaniel will then stand and return fire with his pole auto gun at Pistol Pete, -1 for cover, +1 short range, needing 4s. Does hit, but the ammo check will need to be made, which fails, and he'll be out of ammo, and no wounds. Next up will be Bosun. He will move and shoot at EREBUS with his Enforcer bolt gun, +1 due to short range. He does hit. Ammo check rolling out. It's failed and he is out of ammo. Wound roll. Does wound. 7+ save can't be made. There's 2 points of damage for this weapon. And EREBUS is taken out of action. And let's see what the effects of that injury are. It is a 15, he will go out cold with no further effect. Brother David will then move under this gantry here, and he will shoot the much beloved blunder pole at Subjugator's Brick and HIGGS. This being a template weapon is just glorious. You know how I feel about them. Ammo roll comes out, and it is out of ammo. Scattershot hits HIGGS 5 times and 6 times on the new Subjugator Brick. So out come the wound rolls. 1 wound, 3 up save, as failed, and a serious injury on HIGGS. So far, good shooting from Brother David. And now for the wound rolls on Brick. 3 wounds, much better. Saves, passes 2, fails 1. And he is out of action. And it will be a 12. So he will go out cold with no further effect. The creature will then move to assist HIGGS in the recovery phase. Brother Maxim will move and shoot at creature with his autogun, +1 to hit in short range, needing 3s. Hits on a 6, wounding. Does wound. Creature needs a 5-up save, rolls a 3 and fails, and takes a serious injury. Rainman will then move up to support creature in his recovery, and Brother CYLUS will stand and shoot at Bosun with his reclaimed autogun. He will be -1 recover, needs a 5, and that shot goes wide. End of turn 1. Bottle checks. The enforcers have passed, House Cawdor cannot fail, and then on to recovery rolls. Creature will assist, and we will stay down with that serious injury on Brick. HIGGS on his own, let's see what happens. And he will stay down with serious injury. On to the ritual. It's rolled up Screams from Beyond, which will be -2 to everybody's willpower and cool checks, and these effects are cumulative over the game. On to turn 2. For some reason didn't record the priority roll, but the enforcers did get it, and it's a group activation from Mac, which will see Pistol Pete stand, and he will shoot at Brother Nathaniel with his stub gun. It does hit, does wound, armor save is failed, and a serious injury is rolled up. Next part of that group activation, Bosun will double move towards this sealed door, and the third part of the group activation will see Mac move and level his shotgun at Brother CYLUS and David. And if you've seen previous battle reports, you know that Mac is surgical with this, and a template is just hitting Brother David at the back there. So rolling up for the scatter shot, CYLUS hit 6 times, and Brother David will be hit 5 times. On to the wounds. 1 wound on Brother CYLUS, 5-up save, it's failed, injury roll comes out, and seriously injured. Mac doing what Mac does. Brother David hit 5 times, let's see that wound roll come out. Let's move that injury dice. And 0 wounds, just far enough away. Brother Jebediah will then take aim and shoot at Rainman with his autopole. +1 to hit, +1 frame, 3 up, does hit twice, but no wounds. Rainman will stand back up, draw his stub gun and level it at Brother Jeb. He will need a 2+ to hit. Definitely hits. Wound roll comes out, and no wound. Brother Maxim will then move and shoot at Rainman with his reclaimed autogun, needing a 3+ at short range. Misses, ammo check comes out, and that is also failed. He will be out of ammo. Creature on the deck will crawl a little bit further in towards trying to get assistance later on. Darius is then going to charge HIGGS. It's a 7-inch charge, can't really fail it. So he comes in and smash. The coup de grace is laid out. I'm rolling that out now, scoring 35, grievous injury, and HIGGS will go into recovery. So David will stand. CYLUS will stay still. And not a whole lot will happen thereafter. So Nathaniel stays still, and Flea will move towards the door, and thus ends turn 2. Bottle rolls will come out, and the enforcers will pass. House Cawdor will also pass. On to the recovery tests. Creature with an assist. He will go out of action, rolling up to see what happens. It will be 61, and unfortunately Preacher is no longer with us. Brother CYLUS with the assist will take a flesh wound, and Brother Nathaniel will also roll a flesh wound. Ritual once again rolls up for Screams from the Warp, which will be an additional -2 to willpower and cool, so everyone is now -4. On to turn 3, priority roll comes out, and the enforcers get the drop. Mac continues to live his best life, leveling his shotgun at Brother David and Darius using that scatter shot. David will be hit 4 times and Darius only once. David will take the brunt. Wound roll comes out, 2 wounds. And both saved. Brother Darius, who's hit once, is wounded and also saves. Not quite living his best life, but still playing with a shotgun. Brother Darius will then stand and shoot at Mac with his autogun, 3+ required, but it does miss. Rainman, sensing his opportunity, will also come round that corner, living his best shotgun life, will level it, covering Darius, David and CYLUS. Again on the scattershot template, Darius is hit 6 times, David once, and CYLUS once. Wound rolls for David coming out, he will take 3 wounds. Doesn't save a single one of them. And he is out of action. Good job, Rayman. Rolling up, we have lesson learned. Goes into recovery, D3 experience. Brother David is wounded. Armor save fails, rolling out that injury dice, and he will take a flesh wound. Then on to CYLUS. No wounds. We will also now then need a kill check for Maxim, who is at -4. So he will need a 10 up. And scores a 7, he will become broken. And will immediately run as far away as humanly possible from the bad man with the shotgun. Seems about far enough. Brother CYLUS will then stand and shoot at Mac. However, he misses, ammo check required, and he goes out of ammo. Pete will then aim and throw a frag grenade at Brother CYLUS and David, which misses. Good job, Pete. It then scatters, thankfully, into a wall, barely, and causing no further damage. Brother Nathaniel will then stand and move down the stairs. Bosun, sensing the danger, will move backwards, draw his stub gun, and fire at Brother Nathaniel. He will roll out to hit. Does hit, strength 3 against toughness 1 due to all the flesh wounds. It does wound. 6 up save is failed. And he will be taken out of action also. Brother Nathaniel is humiliated. He will go into recovery and return at -1 leadership and cool. Brother Jebediah will then stand and shoot at Rainman, but that shot will go wide. And Brother David will then stand, thinking better of all the shotguns in his vicinity, will move slightly further away. On to the bottle checks, red for the enforcers. They do pass, and black for House Cawdor. They also pass. The ritual intensifies, and once more screams from the warp is rolled up. There is now an astonishing -6 to both willpower and cool for everyone across the board. On to turn 4. Priority roll comes out, and the enforcers get the drop. And Maxim regains his composure. So, how will turn 4 pan out? Rainman, getting excited about his shotgun, will then move and level his shotgun once again at Darius, and CYLUS will roll up to see if he runs out of ammo in his shotgun frenzy. And he's okay. Scatter shot, hit CYLUS 3 times and Brother David 5 times. Doing some work with that shotgun. Let's roll up those wounds on Brother CYLUS. Scoring 2 wounds. Armor save comes out. Failed. 2 flesh wounds. And he will be taken out of action due to being reduced to 0 toughness. CYLUS goes out cold with no further effect. And now on to Brother David. He receives 1 wound. Armor save is failed. And he goes out of action. Rolling up a 26, he too will go out cold with no further effect. And Jebediah will once again aim and shoot at Rainman, +1 for aim, +1 for short range. Still misses. Ammo check comes out, which is okay. Mac will then draw his stub gun and shoot at Jeb, thinking better of using his shotgun at this range. That shot goes wide. Brother Flea then opens the door and moves out into the alleyway, preparing for a counter charge or covering fire as needed next turn. Bosun will then double move up these stairs, try to get line of sight on the ritual leader Ezekiel. Maxim, who has recently recovered, will then move and shoot at Bosun, +1 for short range, but that shot goes wide. And Pistol Pete will then double move up these stairs to accompany Bosun to provide cover and fire. And at the end of turn 4, bottle checks come out, the enforcers pass, Cawdor pass, and the ritual intensifies with further screaming from the warp and an additional -2 to willpower and cool across the board. It's now essentially impossible to pass cool checks. Start of turn 5, the enforcers get the drop and Pistol Pete will aim and shoot at Brother Maxim. He will hit. It is a wound. Armor save comes out and Maxim has saved. He will then stand and return fire at Pete. Seems to be the story of this game. Which does hit. It does wound. Armor save for Pete is passed. Bosun will then attempt to reload his Enforcer bolt gun, which fails. He then draws his stub gun from its holster and fires at Maxim, but that shot goes wide, probably fumbling around with too much ammunition. Brother Flea will double move under the bridge and up the stairs. Mac will then double move, applying some pressure to the ritual leader, hoping for a charge or a clear shot next turn. And we can see the Wordkeeper Ezekiel deep in meditation with the tree of his grandfather. Brother Jebediah, continuing his personal vendetta against Rainman, will then aim and shoot his auto pole at Rainman, hitting him 3 times. Does wound. One save failed, one passed, goes down with a serious injury. Rainman, thinking better of this, will then crawl his way behind cover. There ends turn 5. Bottle check comes out for the enforcers and it is failed. At this point the enforcers will elect to flee the field, taking their dead and wounded with them, and House Cawdor complete their ritual. As the screams from the warp intensify, the hive air becomes thick with spores and fungus starts to grow on all surfaces. Will this hive fall to the plague god, or can it yet be saved? Stay tuned to find out more.
You have done well, Ezekiel. You shall be the first to walk in the